Seamus, obviously at the beginning of camp, you haven't been able to play. Just they were sort of holding you out just to make sure that you're fully ready. How does it feel to play a hockey game today?
It's so exciting. I've been waiting since the end of last year to get a game going, and it's been a long summer. So just pumped to get out there with the guys, and yeah, it's been a bit through camp here. I missed the first two, so I'm super excited to get out there.
Assuming you're feeling fine now and kind of ready to go.
Yeah, no, body feels great. All ready to go. It's been a great week of preparation.
We've talked about it a little bit together, just like leading up to this event, to being able to play. But like, what do you feel you have to prove to yourself when you enter a second season like this after what you went through last year?
Yeah, I think like it's just about proving it. You have to prove it every day. It's what have you done for me lately? You can't just be happy with the way something went in the past and think that's going to be enough to carry you forward. So, I have to keep getting better, and it starts tonight. It's going to be a long season of hopefully keep getting better and adding more consistency, and it starts now.
What is one of maybe those things that you consider like a focal point in terms of getting better?
I think it's hard to say like any part of my game doesn't need to get better. It's you got to keep improving in all areas. I think when it comes down, like when I say consistency, I think you want to be, when you look at statistics like the upper half every night defending guys, and you want to keep playing against teams' top lines, that kind of stuff, and it takes a lot of work, and consistency is the word to keep going back to. So it just needs to keep improving.
Thanks, Seamus.
Yeah.
It's giving you an opportunity. What have you sort of seen so far from your game, and what does it mean to you to sort of be getting these reps?
Obviously I'm very excited to be, playing in all the preseason games so far, and I just want to show that, I can I can play a bottom six role, and then I feel like I can contribute on the power play if that's what they want from me too, and yeah, I'm just trying to do my best wherever I'm slotted, and just show what I can do in the positions I'm put in.
What was sort of like the biggest difference between that first game and that second game? Obviously, in terms of level of competition was different, but for you and playing your game?
Just the level of physicality and getting to the net front, and making the most of the minutes that you get. Obviously, there was quite a few special teams, and in those kind of games, you might not play as much, but I'm just trying to do the best that I can do with the minutes I get.
And you talked about doing what you need to do and filling any role. And I say this with a great deal of respect. It may not be a power play role. It might be that bottom six. It might be a defensive standpoint. Is there one area that you're focusing on that will, in coach's mind, you hope solidifies what you can do in that role?
Just be solid on the forecheck, finish my hits, get to the net front, try to create ozone possession, and leave the next lines in better positions, and maybe just try to be a good role player, bring some energy, and try to tilt the ice when in our favor by forechecking hard, creating possession, and hanging on to it and getting to the net front and those kind of things.
But when the opening's there, you got to let that rocket go.
Certainly, yeah. I feel like my shot is an asset to my game, and I want to show that too, and I feel like I can, given the opportunity to shoot the puck, I feel like I'm pretty confident in my shot.
Thanks, Vaughn. Sheldon, you had Eddie and Seamus out there. Good to go after?
Yeah, both are good to go.
What do you expect from a player like Seamus, who got the experience that he did last year, went through a lot of new things? What do you look for in a player like that entering a preseason like this and a season ahead?
Yeah, I think you look for him to take a step in his confidence, sense of belonging, all that sort of stuff. But should allow him to just be himself and go out and play, which I thought he did a good job of last year, which is why we felt comfortable of putting him in. This year the circumstances are a little different. It's there's a little more expectation, maybe call it, because the fact he did play last year, and he's more comfortable, which should be a positive, but it can also be a negative if not taken the right way, because you can feel maybe that you belong, but you got to stay in the fight and compete and do all of that. So really like the player. I like the way that he played for us last year when he was up, and it's good to get him through. A little tweak that he had, which wasn't a big deal, but it's something that can become one if not managed correctly. So we've kind of slow played it, and he'll play a bunch the rest of the way.
When you talk about confidence, taking a step in confidence, what does that look like to you on the ice?
Just being assertive, offensively, defensively. Now you know the drills, the style of play, the system, all these sorts of things. So that should allow you to just go out and like I said, be assertive, be fast, be competitive. You don't have to think as much. So that's really what you'd like to see. For a guy like him coming back for year 2 with me here, and then also just for every player as this camp moves along. Everybody should be adjusted and ready to just be themselves and show their best.
He knows what he needs to do, and he's used to the system, etc. But he's also now going to face players who know him more. So what's the adjustment, a step up from a player that gets a reputation that's known a little bit around the league?
Are we still talking about Seamus?
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
I'd say maybe he's known in the league. I think we're probably overrating the opponent's ability to know their opponent and adjust accordingly. I think they're just out there playing. I don't think he's arrived to that degree that they're talking a lot about him, especially at this point of the season. But I think it's more about him. It's about him and his game, and everyone on the other side's competing for spots and trying to show well, just as he should be doing on our side. Aside from that, I think maybe gets a little more attention at the top of the blue line because of his ability to shoot it in the net, and some guys may remember that from different pre-scouts or such, but I don't think that's the type of thing that they're going to be talking about in a preseason game, so just go out and play.
You spoke a little bit about Glendenning, but how do you view your PTOs at this point in training camp?
I think they've shown well, focusing on the forwards. C and Rooney, I think those are the only two. So I think they've shown well. I think they've both shown kind of what we had expected in terms of what they can provide. So we're just going to continue to put them in different positions to show that and see kind of how they fit in, and trying to use them in different situations, with different types of lineups and different line mates and all these sorts of things. See them in games when they don't have a lot of support from our regular guys, our top guys. So they got to take on a lot more in terms of heavy lifting and matchups and all these sorts of things. And then, a game like we played the other day, we have a lot of our top guys. So now it's a little bit more like the role would actually feel like in a regular game. So that's what I'm going to try to do the rest of the way here. The games are coming quick now, but going to try to keep putting them in different spots and just see how the fit is.
Thank you. And what do you do with your goaltenders?
I believe it's going to be the plan going in is a 50-50 split, so half the game for Jake and half and we'll take it from there. Yeah.
Thank you.